Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes. It's open conversation on this Veterans Day 2025. So thank you to all the veterans out there for your service. It is very much appreciated by this person anyway. Hey, What's on Your Mind is brought to you by Tireman's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hicks and Baugh's Drug Store, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary's Auto Sales, and Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping. As I mentioned, it is Veterans Day today. Before I get to my my talking points for today's show, I do want to put out there, with it being Veterans Day, to all you veterans out there, again, thank you for your service. Call into the show. Tell us your memories of your time in service. Whether you stayed stateside the entire time, whether you were deployed overseas, if you saw action, whatever you want to talk about from your time serving this great nation, I would very much like to hear that, and I'm sure there is a vast majority of our listening audience. They, too, would like to hear your stories. In fact, right now, in the studio with me, somebody that, well, most of you already know, and know that he is a veteran himself, George Rattay. George, happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Russ. That was very nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I happened to stop by, and lo and behold, you invited me in, and Russ, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, it's rather fitting, and you're not here as a Democrat. I'm not here as a Republican. We're not talking politics. We're just strictly talking veterans right now.
Absolutely.
And we can even talk some about, veterans issues. For that matter. That is an ongoing thing. We see commercials almost every day about our veterans and needs that are taking that some of them are shouldering. But before we get to this, tell us what do you remember most of your time in service, George?
Well, Russ, for me, of course, like everybody else, I'm 78 years old. Before I get emotional here, I'll take a drink of hot chocolate. No booze, hot chocolate. Young boy and a girl were selling hot chocolate in my neighborhood, and we stopped.
Okay.
So we got a hot chocolate before you come in the show.
And what a great day for it.
Well, yes, it was.
We do lemonade in the summertime. Why not hot chocolate in the wintertime?
So I always tease everybody. I got a call from my Uncle Sam in 1966, and it was my dad's brother. So in 1966, I was drafted. And, of course, we left. We got sworn in at the federal building in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Walked down to the train station and took a train from there to my first deployment. Not deployment, I want to say Fort Jackson.
Boot camp?
Yeah, boot camp.
Yeah.
So I went, I think, from Fort Jackson.
That's North Carolina?
South Carolina.
Is it South Carolina still? Okay.
As I recall.
I just passed it the other day.
I think it's either Fort. Well, I know it. It's been so long. So my German Township math is correct. That's 57 years ago.
Okay.
So we go to Fort Jackson for basic. Went to advanced training. I think Fort Gordon, and I purchased a motorcycle before I went into service. And I decided to get some extra income. I went to jump school.
Okay.
They were paying, I think, $55 more a month, or $65. So I went to Fort Benning Jump School. Ended up with the 82nd Airborne. And, of course, that's when the big deployment from Vietnam, and like everybody else, you have a MOS infantry. And I knew where I was going to be. And then I got orders to head out in 1967 to Vietnam. I didn't go over as a company. I went over as an individual. And when I got there, I was supposed to be signed up to the 173rd, where they were moving base camp, and I ended up in the 101st Airborne Division. I had an interesting deployment. I got there in October, left September of 1968. I was wounded twice. I had malaria twice. and I fell out of the Jeep, and believe it or not, that's how I came home with a broken arm. And but most things I think about today, of course, I can't remember anybody who I served with personally in Vietnam. I really can't, other than the day I got wounded, my sergeant got killed, and I could always remember his name. But for me, it was getting letters from your loved ones.
Okay.
Probably more so from my mother than anybody.
Yeah.
And I wish to heck somewhere, maybe my sister or somebody may have some of those letters, but that's what I look forward to. And I think most people in a combat situation or away from home, you get letters from your loved one. And I think back then we would probably get mail every 7 days.
Okay.
And regardless of where you're at in country. Most of mine was not in the base camp, out somewhere in no man's land in Vietnam, and couldn't wait to open that letter.
Yeah.
Or when you didn't get a letter, you was disappointed.
So there was a movie that came out over the summer. I can't remember the name of it. It was about a World War II, an all black women's army company, and they were tasked with straightening out the male situation for the GIs over in Europe, and part of the whole thing was, and it was a very well done movie. I don't know if you've seen it, George, and I can't remember the name of it.
But some caller will remind you.
Yeah, but it mentioned it's for the morale of the men. We need to get this straightened out. So, basically, how important was the mail to you guys for morale?
Oh, it was very. I mean, for me, I couldn't wait to get a letter. And of course, I've said this before. I think my mother used to write to me in code. I couldn't. And the reason I say that, like she'd say, I went to church, St. Mary's Lackroad, and I talked to FW or SW or so and so, and I'm thinking, who in the world she talked to at church? I'm thinking. Then I thought about it, and I can mention the name was Frank Wesolowski or Helen Wesolowski or Helen Belushek. She wouldn't write the name; she would just put the initials.
Okay, offhand, I'm going father or somebody.
Yeah, and I'm thinking,
somebody.
And they'd asked about how you are or how you doing, and I'm thinking, why my mother? Well, is she writing in code for a reason? I had to read the letter 2 or 3 times. Maybe that was, and I never asked her why she did what she did. But no, that was the interesting part. So anybody she talked to were asking about me, she won't write their name or the first name. She'd just put the initials.
Yeah. My wife's father was in World War II. Was on his way to Japan when the bomb hit. So he was at the tail end. He did not see or hear from his family for 2 years.
I think, imagine that.
And you take it back even further. Go back to the Civil War, where men were gone for years, and there was no communication, where their family didn't know whether they were dead, alive, missing, wounded, whatever. Come up to today's world. For those in the military, we now have
cell phones. You pick up your loved one,
and you can video them. When my oldest was in Naples, Italy for 3 years, we're on the phone at least once a week. We're able to video chat and the whole bit. And I just can't imagine, knowing what today's technology is, comparing it to what it was in Vietnam, World War II, and
Korea.
Before, what families went through and what the soldiers went through too, not being able to hear from their loved ones on a regular basis.
For me, there's so many stories I could tell. That's not the reason I'm in here. I just wanted to thank you for having me on for a minute. When I got wounded, first thing come out of my mouth was, God help me. I remember that like it was yesterday. And when I was in, as I call, MASH unit, I told them, please don't notify my parents, because that was the least thing I wanted them to do. And they said, George, that should be no concern of yours. We're going to take care of you. And so, amusing story. And anybody who watched MASH over the years, right?
Sure, yeah.
They'd be making jokes or working on somebody, right? Somebody laying in a hospital ready to get surgery. So finally, they got around to me, and I'm looking up at the doctor. Doctor's looking down at me. He said, George, we got good news and bad news. And I'm thinking to myself, I know I got on that helicopter and I have all my vital parts. I said, I can't imagine what's the bad news. And he says, good news is, he said, we're going to do some surgery here, send you to Japan. You're probably going to go home. And I said, Doc, what's the bad news? He said, I don't know how to tell you this, but we're short on doctors. I'm a diesel mechanic. And that's exactly what he said. Next thing, I was out of surgery. Now, maybe he was a diesel mechanic. I don't know, but that was something like you would hear in MASH.
Yeah.
Now, why he said what he did, I don't know, but that is a true story. I'm looking up, he's looking down, and I don't remember the exact words, but that part I remember.
Yeah.
I said, what's the bad news? He said, I don't know how to tell you this, George, but they're short on doctors. I'm a diesel mechanic.
Did he just turn around and walk away?
No. Well, whatever happened, next thing I'm out of surgery. So, Doc, I want to thank you for what you did for me in 1968. But the letters meant so much to me. Yeah. Another story I could probably share with everybody or anybody in a service, in a combat situation or not. It was something similar. Say I was up somewhere close to the Cambodian border. I know it was New Year's Eve. Looks like you could reach up and grab a star, and you could see the village down below. And I was always thinking, will I ever see Fayette County again? Uh-huh. And I think about that not often, but I do. Yeah. Just thinking.
So when did your view there as you're thinking
like I'm in the mountains.
I was just going to say, did that take you back to the summit?
Oh, absolutely. When I traveled, I don't think about it all the time, but on a beautiful cold night and when you could see the stars in the sky and you could see the lights down below, and that's remind me of looking down whatever the village was. Yeah. We were up in the mountains. I'm thinking, will I ever see Fayette County again?
Yeah. Well.
But I had an interesting year, and getting back, I seen some of the veterans today, and I hope some veterans calling my little pet peeve. And I have my hat here today. I was taught before I went into service, when you walk in a building or in my house, when I was born and raised in Edenborn, you took your hat off. You didn't wear a hat.
No.
So when I see the guys out today, I actually went up to a couple of vets today. They couldn't have been any more cordial, and they said, George, you're right. Yeah. One took his hat off. He said, I have less hair than you. I said, but you would have never did that in a service.
Well, that's one of the things they first pound into your head in boot camp is, you take your cover off when you enter a building.
And I see it today, and I see it, just not there. You see it, people going out to eat in restaurants and everywhere. But so that's my little pet peeve with my fellow vets that wear their hats.
Yes.
Obviously, they're waiting in line. You could take it off, but other than that, Eddie, interesting. And the other thing, when I talk to most vets here, and we have a great VA director, we have a good VA center here in Uniontown. I've been treated. I couldn't be treated any better. Anytime I go to the VA, their appointments, if you have to be there at 9 for me, and they'll take care of you at 9.
Yeah.
So.
And I'll say, to the veterans out there, whether, you're George's era or you've just gotten out after, a 4-year stint and you've only been a civilian again for a couple months, the VA is here to help you. You have benefits that are due you from your service. And they'll help you transition back into civilian life.
And the other thing in my civilian,
but you have to ask. You have to go and ask. They can't help you unless you ask.
In my civilian life, I was a plumber to pipe fitter by trade. We started something, our international veterans in piping. So we go out and recruit. They have recruiting throughout the military, all branches of the service, to get young men and women in the construction trades, regardless of a carpenter, a pipe fitter, a plumber, a welder, anything related to trades, trying to get these young men and women who have the background in the service to put them instantly into the apprenticeship program or actually give them their journeyman's card so they have an occupation when they come out. And that's something veterans in, I think it's about a 25-year program they've been doing throughout the United States to recruit these young men and women to get them into the workforce once they retire from the service. But we got a big veterans group here in western Pennsylvania. Our local post one time, Post 47, was the largest post membership in the country, I remember.
Yeah.
but it's gone. Well, you figure my age is 78, so not too many veterans, I think, join either American Legions or VFWs like they used to. It's more of a social club than a veterans club anymore.
Yeah.
And I think, Russ, and you probably could look up the numbers, usually we got Pearl Harbor coming up on December 7th, and I'm willing to bet we may not have a veterans that actually experienced that 1941. So most of our World War II veterans are going to be gone.
Yeah. What's that going to be? What's this going to be?
Your
85.
Well, you figure I'm 78, add another, 85.
85th anniversary.
No, you figure if you went in 19 or 20, that's 105 years old.
Yeah.
But again, hoping some of the veterans call and talk to Russ. Russ, your son's in a service. How many years?
11 and a half now, United States Navy.
Now think about when he went in.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that 11 and a half years would go by that quick?
No.
Especially if he got deployed. It's
Yeah.
I can imagine the sleepless nights you and your wife had, knowing your son's deployed somewhere halfway around the world.
You know, he's been in Italy for 3 years. He's been and that was considered sea duty, although he very rarely went to sea in that duty station. And he was in Little Creek, assigned to SEAL teams for 3 years. That too was considered sea duty. He did see a little bit of sea time, but not a whole heck of a lot. But he's going to his first boat now. He's actually transiting to San Diego as we speak. So he'll be on the USS Essex. It's an amphibious assault ship.
So we hope one of the veterans call in. I'm going to leave you, Russ, here. One more story, if you don't
George,
mind.
Absolutely.
When I came back, the last unfortunate thing that happened to me, so they medevaced me. I ended up at Valley Forge Army Hospital in Phoenixville, which is right off the turnpike, north of Philadelphia. And I'm going to come home for the first time. I haven't been home in almost a year before I was deployed to Vietnam. So the only way to get from Phoenixville to Uniontown or Edenborn was thumb a ride. I had my uniform. I had a cast on my arm. And I remember getting picked up, and somebody let me off, I think, at the exit Fort Littleton on a turnpike.
Okay.
And next ride I got was somebody from Pittsburgh. I can't remember if it was husband and wife. I can't remember if they had 2 kids or one. That part still, I can't remember. It could have been 2. Of course, now they're asking me where I was from, what happened to me, and the little boy or girl was there asking me some questions, looking at my uniform, and they were from Pittsburgh. And I said, "Would you please let me off at Donegal and I'll thumb a ride home?" And they said, "No, we're taking you home."
Nice.
And I said, "No, you're going to leave me off." And they said, "No." So they dropped me off right up here at the gas station. There was a gas station, which is still up here on 21 and 40.
Yeah, okay.
Right there, and that's where they let me off. I made a phone call to my girlfriend, and she come and picked me up. But to this day, I don't recall their names, but that's what they did for me, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
So that was my little trip back from Vietnam to get back to Fayette County.
And you know what? We've heard so many stories from Vietnam veterans that they had just the opposite when they came home. You know, coming through airports, being yelled at and spit upon, and everything. So it's nice to hear that here in Pennsylvania, Fayette County, Pittsburgh area, somebody treating you,
yes,
Army guy, with the respect that you deserve.
And lo and behold, that's what happened. That's how I got home. And I hitchhiked many times, as a lot of other soldiers here, going back to base camp. But once I was actually at Fort Bragg, hitchhiking from here to North Carolina. We won't walk down the street today with our grandkids, but yet, with back then, you have your uniform on, you get picked up. I mean, I don't care. You didn't have to. You put your thumb out. You was guaranteed somebody was picking you up
within 5 minutes.
Oh, within 5 minutes.
Yes.
And they're going to take you for whatever, and wherever they were going, they were going to drop you off close to your destination.
Yes, they would.
So, Russ, thank you, veterans.
George, thank you for
Thanks all the
Stuff on
veterans
in,
for their,
sharing
like
memories.
the others, I've always said this, some gave all and all gave some their life.
Yeah.
And we have 50 people who never made it back from Vietnam.
Yep. All right.
Russ, thank you.
George
Have a good show.
Rattay, George Rattay, thank you very much. Happy Veterans Day. And
It was a pleasure. Thanks.
We'll chat soon. Hey, got to take a quick little break. We'll be back right after this.
Attention Medicare eligible recipients. The Medicare open enrollment period for 2026 runs from October 15th until December 7th. This is the time to call local agent Brenda Myers at 724-437-7255 and let her show you the various Medicare Advantage plans and Part D prescription drug plans and see which best fits your current healthcare needs and your budget. Brenda will also update you on the changes for 2026 and how they will affect you. With many years' experience, Brenda Myers can help you decide which plan will work best for you. Brenda Myers has been helping Medicare beneficiaries with their health care insurance for many years and represents a variety of companies to offer you more choices. This open enrollment period is your opportunity to make changes to your health care plan and save money. Call Brenda Myers today at 724-437-7255. That's 724-437-7255 for Brenda Myers.
Black and gold up on their feet, terrible towels swirling.
When you listen here, you get all the excitement of Steelers football.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rob King brings you the play-by-play along with Max Starks and Missy Matthews.
Where would you rather be?
The only place to be on game day is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The 5-4 Steelers host their division rival 3-6 Bengals Sunday at 1 o'clock on your Steelers station 590 and 101.1 WMBS.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We've been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for you.
Does your car sound like it's saying, "Trade me in, trade me in," every time you start it up? Well, go to Ford of Uniontown and trade it in. That's right, your Uniontown Ford dealer is ready to assist you with a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV purchase. Ford of Uniontown has all the deals, all the inventory, and they are ready to deal. It has never been a better time to buy a Ford. Service is their top priority. No matter where you purchase your Ford car or truck, Ford of Uniontown will be happy to service it for you. They offer Ford-trained technicians, Ford-certified parts and service, 1-year, 12,000-mile parts warranties, and new state-of-the-art service equipment. Call or stop in today to see the hometown service of Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 West across from Applebee's. So listen to your car the next time you hear it say, "Trade me in, trade me in." Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 at the top of the hill.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host on this beautiful, although cold, Veterans Day. It is open conversation. Give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. And if you're a veteran, I would love to hear from you, your memories of your time in service, stories, whatever story you want to share with us, would love to hear. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hi, Russ. It's Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, I appreciate you having George on there, and thank you for your service, and thank you, George, if you're listening. But George mentioned the mail, and that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother was killed in Vietnam in 1966. His banner hangs right down by the post office across from, on the corner of Gallatin and Fayette Street,
Okay.
Joseph Evans Jr. And that, about 20 years, it had to be around 1985 or so, a fellow would look me up, because I wrote letters to my brother all the time.
Uh-huh.
And he looked me up and told me he served with my brother. And so I went to visit him in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and had a great visit and stuff.
Okay.
And he told me about stuff, but it was really cool. And I have all my brother's stuff in the letters and this and that. I got a little stick of dentine gum that my sister always would put dentine gum in the letter when she mailed it. It was just a little thing that my sister did for my brother.
Okay.
Anyway, and then I have all his stuff, and I have an uncle killed in Normandy, Paul Evans, I was named after him. And, of course, back then, nothing came home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There just wasn't nothing, but I appreciate your show, and thank you for your service.
Well, Paul, no, and I don't know if you yourself served, but certainly
no, I didn't.
Well, but in one regard you did, because you have your brother and an
I had three brothers in the service.
Okay, so in a way you kind of served. I mean, yeah, you were at home, but you had to, you had to go through the worries and the wonders. Am I ever going to see these guys again? So in a way, you served as well. So thank you for your loss.
All right,
yes.
So, all right, thank you, Russ.
Paul. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, 724-438-4593. Give me a buzz. So the government shut down. We are in its 42nd day, and it appears that it's coming to an end. A agreement was reached and passed by the Senate yesterday. House Speaker Mike Johnson is calling the members of the House back to Washington. There's some procedural stuff that has to go through. The legislation that the Senate passed has to go through the House Rules Committee. That is scheduled to take place sometime this evening. Is a procedural thing. During this section, that with the House Rules Committee, that's where they'll consider amendments. They'll pick a time for debate, how long the debate will go, and then we'll finally go for a final vote sometime this week. Possibly Thursday is what I'm understanding. So we should have, it sounds like, our government up and running by the end of the week. Air traffic has really, it's not slowing to a trickle, but there has been a ton more cancellations today, even more delays. Some air routes have been shut down because air traffic controllers are not showing up for work. And I let me amend that. Most air traffic controllers are showing up. There are others that are not, which is hindering the whole process. So looks like we might have our government back. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is getting blasted for allowing this shutdown to come to an end, saying that he gave up on this and is walking away with basically nothing from the shutdown. People within his own party, within the Democrat Party, are saying that he, as Senate Minority Leader, needs to be replaced. He needs to be primaried and gotten rid of altogether. Same thing is being said of a number of other Democrats, the 8 that cross party lines to vote to open the government. Our own John Fetterman is one of them, being threatened with being primaried when his term is scheduled for re-election. The Washington Post, on the other hand, in an editorial, is praising the 8 Democrats that crossed party lines to reopen the government. In their editorial, they say the party that takes the government hostage to advance its policy goals almost never succeeds. And that pretty much echoes what President Obama said back in the mid-2010s while he was in office, and there was a shutdown. Oddly enough, that was over health care then as well. So, yeah, President Obama at that time was slamming Republicans for shutting down the government. There you go. So your thoughts on the government coming back as again a couple more days. Something else I wanted to bring up, and this was kind of brought up a little bit yesterday. I think most of you know or have realized that I'm a supporter of President Trump. I support most of his policies, and will defend. I will also call out things that I think are not in the best interests of this country. The one that I want to talk about right now, it's been floated that $2,000 checks will be sent out to Americans based off of the tariffs that have come in. So I sat down and I did a little figuring out here. And I've rounded numbers somewhat to make it a little bit easier. There are 340 million Americans in the country. Now, I don't know how this whole plan, if it comes to fruition, how it's going to work. If I were doing it, I would not include those Americans that are 17 and under. Why? Because they're most likely living under their parents' roof. So I'm going to eliminate them. And that's a little over 73 million Americans are age 17 or younger. So that brings our population down. That will be tariff check eligible, we'll say, to 267 million. Now, the president has stated that the richest Americans are not going to get this check. This is only for lower and middle income Americans. Now, I'm being very generous here, and I'm taking 10% of that population out of the equation. So if we take another 10% out of that 267 million, that brings us down to a little over 240 million Americans eligible for this $2,000 check that President Trump has talked about. So if you take that 240 million plus and multiply it by 2,000, you're going to come up with $480 billion. Actually, more than that. Okay, the tariffs have so far brought in $300 billion. Maybe not even that. So there's another $180 billion that it would have to be found. So is this really a good idea? You know, I'd love to get a $2,000 check, and my wife would love to get a $2,000 check. But is it what's good for America? I really don't think so. Now consider this. The national debt is over $38 trillion and climbing. And climbing. If you take the total population now, which I had earlier mentioned was 340 million, divide that into the 38 trillion, that boils down to $112,059 for every man, woman, and child in this country. So, I really don't think when we owe $38 trillion, and if you break that down, you know, that's a burden of $112,000 plus per man, woman, child in this country. And this includes the baby that was born yesterday and the baby that's being born now, coming into this world owing 112. I really don't think a $2,000 check is the way to go. I really don't. I would much prefer that $300 billion that's been collected now go towards paying that debt down. And yeah, I know. So our burden, your individual burden, you know, drops down to $110,000. Even less, really. But anyway, I'd much prefer that to take. So your thoughts on that. What else do you want to chat about? Well, you know what? We'll figure that out because I got to take another break. So when we come back, we'll figure out some other things that we can chat about. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. This is What's on Your Mind. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
That's a day that ends in Y, so it's a day that you might decide you don't want to cook. That means it's the perfect day to order Fat Angelo's. Offering delicious pizzas, salads, hoagies, strombolis and calzones, wings, and more. And with 12 locations across the area ready to serve you, today is the day to visit FatAngelosPizza.com, where you can quickly and conveniently find your local shop and place your order online. Or get the local phone number and give them a call. Order up!
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges Jr.
They're all coming to your house again for the holidays. Your favorite aunt and uncle from out of town. Friends from across the state. Remember last Thanksgiving when Joe seemed to eat more turkey and stuffing than the chair could support? Remember when the table legs seemed to cry out with all the food weighing it down? Wouldn't it be nice to enjoy a hearty dinner amongst all your family and friends while sitting around a charming dining set from Chesler's Fine Furniture and not having to hold your breath every time someone sits down? Chesler's can make it all possible with a wide variety of graceful and pleasing styles that will offer elegance for your dining area. If you are looking for a formal set, select a 2-tone gray and oak set sale priced at $19.99 with a matching buffet at $12.99. Maybe you just need a small 5-piece set. They are priced starting at $5.99. Chesler's has a large selection of 3, 5, and 7-piece sets ready for immediate delivery. Credit terms and delivery are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, where customers send their friends.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. We're quickly running out of time in hour 1, but we do have a caller on the line.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, Russell, how you doing today?
Good. How about yourself, Ron?
Okay. Hey, Russell, I heard what you were saying about this $2,000 and the debt and everything else, $30-some trillion. First off, I don't think they even look at that anymore, the amount of debt.
Maybe not.
It's almost to me like they're operating on a check-kiting, scheme.
Yes.
Of some sort. And it's just a circle going around and around and around, and as long as they can make their minimum payments, they do it.
Yeah.
As far as this $2,000 goes, I think that's just appeasement.
You might be right. Yeah.
Because it's not like we can afford to do it.
Well, like I said, if you do the math, the outlay of those $2,000 checks would be greater than what's come in from the tariffs.
Exactly,
yeah.
But then, like you say, when you divide up the debt over $112,000 a person, my God, the average person would have to work, give them every dime, for years to pay it off. So you'll never see that debt go down.
No.
I'm sorry. It's never going to happen, and it's a check-kiting scheme. The $2,000, no, they could put it to better use than just, trying to appease people.
Right. So, all right.
To me, that's nothing but politics coming in.
You. All right, Ron. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, love to chat, but I got to head to the news here.
I know.
All right. All righty, my friend.
Later,
Have a good one,
okay.
Ron. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hey, Ron Mitra's probably done more for veterans in this county than a whole lot of people combined. Hey, this is with WMBS Uniontown at the Tone, though. It is 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There is a deal to end the government shutdown, and that could happen within days. But at the nation's airports, more delays, more cancellations, and more frustration. Chris Van Cleve reports.
Airlines began canceling now 6% of flights to 40 of the nation's busiest airports to respond to a FAA order to try to bring down the workload for controllers. That 6% number will grow to 8% on Thursday, hitting 10% on Friday.
That could be a day that a final deal is in place. Caitlin Huey-Burns has more from Capitol Hill.
Well, the House is making their way back to Washington. They've been out for the past 7 weeks. They are coming back. House Speaker Mike Johnson said, look, everybody should get back as soon as possible because of all the flight delays and chaos at the airports that's been caused because of this shutdown. They are expected to start voting on this tomorrow. So we could see this signed into law if everything goes according to plan, everything goes well for Republicans, and signed by the president tomorrow night.
President Trump was at Arlington National Cemetery today for Veterans Day.
We got to have a victory day. Nobody even talked about it in our country. But from now on, we're going to be celebrating Victory Day for World War I, for World War II, and frankly, for everything else.
A winter-like blast of cold has the South in a deep freeze. Meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking the system.
Some of these record-breaking numbers, this polar air mass that swept in from the north, brought in daytime highs well below average, anywhere from places like Chicago, stretched all the way down into the state of Florida. It was just yesterday we broke records, 30s and 40s, stretching all the way down into places like Alabama and Georgia. And we're seeing a repeat of that again today with more record-breaking numbers right around the corner.
Temperatures are expected to rise by the end of the week. ByHeart, which makes organic infant formula, is recalling all of its products sold throughout the U.S. due to a growing outbreak of infant botulism. 15 infants in 12 states have gotten sick. Jim Krasula reports on a growing number of whooping cough cases.
More than 3,500 pertussis, or whooping cough cases, have been reported in Texas so far this year. That's an 11-year high. The uptick in whooping cough, which is especially contagious in children, has coincided with the decline in vaccination rates for the illness. According to disease experts who urge the best way to control the spread is to get vaccinated.
Actress Sally Kirkland has died. She appeared in numerous roles from The Sting to Anna and The Way We Were. She was 84 years old. On Wall Street, stocks are mixed today. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality healthcare to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top-quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown. Amazon.
Paintings by the late joy of painting TV host Bob Ross are hitting the auction block. CBS News correspondent Jennifer Kuiper has that.
His voice and brushstroke could be mesmerizing. 30 original paintings by artist Bob Ross will be auctioned with International Auction House Bonhams. The paintings are offered by distributor American Public Television, which is pledged to direct 100% of its net sales proceeds to APT public television stations nationwide in the face of federal funding cuts.
We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. You learn to work with anything that happens in this technique.
Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Wallet Hub is out with a list of best places to spend Thanksgiving based on things like the cost of a Thanksgiving dinner and the percentage of delayed flights or volunteer opportunities. Tops on the list, San Antonio, followed by Atlanta, Virginia Beach, and Dallas. Scottsdale, Arizona rounds out the top 5. I'm Cammie McCormick, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Good afternoon. It is 2:05. It is mostly cloudy and 33 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios, Fayette County's personal injury attorneys since 1976. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. Sports and weather will follow the news. 3 people were killed and 5 others were injured in a crash involving a tractor trailer in Henry Clay Township, Fayette County, Monday evening. State police said a tractor trailer and 2 passenger vehicles were involved in the crash along Route 40 near the Youghiogheny River Lake around 6 p.m. Authorities say their preliminary investigation showed the tractor trailer was heading east on National Pike when it entered the westbound lanes and hit a pickup truck head on. That truck then hit a Chevrolet Express van. The drivers of the tractor trailer, pickup truck, and a front seat passenger of the van were all killed in the crash. 5 other passengers from the van were taken to a hospital for treatment. State police continue to investigate. ICE enforcement and removal operations in Philadelphia has confirmed that it has conducted operations in the city of Washington. ICE said they conduct daily enforcement across Pennsylvania, Delaware, and West Virginia. Since October 20th, at least 23 immigrants have reportedly been detained in the city of Washington and nearby communities. ICE arrests have soared across the country since President Donald Trump's second term in January, and the government launched a massive crackdown on immigrants. In southwestern Pennsylvania, detainments have increased 250% since this time last year. Perryopolis Mayor Charles Petrosky is accused of leaving the scene of a crash while driving under the influence. The wreck was reported on Route 51 at Barney's Road last Thursday night. State police say Petrosky ran into a vehicle with a mother and her 2 kids inside, then left the area. The woman was able to photograph his license plate, leading police to his home a short time later. The mayor is currently out of jail and waiting for a court date. Today is Veterans Day, the day set aside to celebrate those who have served our country. Here's Bree Tennis with some pointers on Veterans Day etiquette.
Coast to coast, there'll be parades and celebrations, both festive and somber, to honor veterans. It's a great day to show American pride, so wear your patriotic clothing and show appreciation. But don't salute. That's reserved for military members past and present, the Secretary of Defense, and the President. Ms. Manners says it's okay to say thank you for your service, but she says make it less generic and more personal. I'm Bree Tennis.
WMBS time now 2:08. Sports and weather after this.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
Be prepared for bone-chilling winter weather. Have Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning install a Bryant high-efficiency furnace in your home to replace that old worn-out system you now have. Choose Bryant's Plus 90 gas furnace or other quality heating system to keep yourself and your family warm and toasty this winter. Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning will also keep your present furnace running at peak efficiency with their 15-point safety check and cleaning. Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning today for your appointment. 724-439-2323. That's Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin met with the media today ahead of their game Sunday afternoon against the Cincinnati Bengals at Acrisure Stadium. On the injury front, Cole Holcomb with an illness, Jabril Peppers with a quad, and Scotty Miller with a finger will be limited to start the week. Isaac Seumalo with a pec. Tomlin is optimistic about his return, and Darius Slay is in concussion protocol. Steelers will host the Bengals Sunday at 1 here on WMBS. Penguins off until Friday. They'll play the Nashville Predators in Sweden Friday afternoon at 2 and Sunday morning at 9. Penguins are 9-5-3 and have dropped 2 in a row.
The local district and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
This Weather Watch is brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
Mostly cloudy, maybe a snow shower or flurry this afternoon, 37. Mostly cloudy, down to 31 tonight, and cloudy tomorrow with the high of 49. Right now, it is mostly cloudy and 36 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. 2:11 the time on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. Up next, we have hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes on WMBS.
This Weather Watch was brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
Pizza Kings in Connellsville is your go-to lunch and dinner spot with a full menu of mouth-watering pizzas and so much more. Using a deck oven helps our pizzas stay extra crisp, so if you haven't tried a slice lately, what are you waiting for? From our 50-slice King Carnivore to veggie pizzas and even pickle pizzas, Pizza King has the pie to match your taste. Pizza Kings, 1046 Morrell Avenue in Connellsville. Call 724-626-8343 or visit pizzakingswithaz.com.
Black and gold up on their feet, terrible towel swirling.
When you listen here, you get all the excitement of Steelers football.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rob King brings you the play-by-play along with Max Starks and Missy Matthews.
Where would you rather be?
The only place to be on game day is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The 5-4 Steelers host their division rival 3-6 Bengals Sunday at 1 o'clock on your Steelers station 590 and 101.1 WMBS.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, a part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Hello, Uniontown and Fayette County. This is attorney Erica Dowd of Quattrini Law Group. Are you a veteran suffering from a service-related disability or disease? Not all injuries are obvious or happen quickly. We've helped hundreds of veterans with conditions like PTSD, neuropathy, heart conditions, and cancers get the benefits they deserve, even when their conditions didn't start until many years after service. VA benefits can be paid for any condition that could have been caused or worsened by your service, from Agent Orange exposure, Camp Lejeune water exposure, burn pits, or physical injuries in the service. If you were disabled from your military service, we can help you. The consultation is free and no obligation. Call us today at 1-888-534-6016 or Google Quattrini Law Group. Again, this is attorney Erica Dowd from Quattrini Law Group, reaching out to veterans like you.
Your local station, WMVS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. It is hour 2 of Open Conversation. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes. Both lines are open. Give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We are brought to you by Bright Stripe, seal coating and line striping, Gary's Auto Sales, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Hicks and Baugh's Drugstore, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, K2 Engineering, and Tireman's Auto Garage. It is Veterans Day, not only here in Fayette County, but across the country. So to all the veterans out there, past and present, thank you very much for your service and all that you're willing to sacrifice in service of this great country. Thank you very, very much. Government shutdown. Looks like it's coming to an end. So the Senate passed legislation last night. It goes to the House now, where after some procedures, certain procedures take place, the House will vote on that same legislation later this week. Thursday or so is what they're thinking. So the government should be back up and running, fully funded by the end of the week. What's being reported is this continuing resolution is different from the one that was being voted on at the start of this whole process, will now go till the end of January 2026. A couple entities will be fully funded for a year. That is, the Veterans Administration will be fully funded for a year with this legislation. The Agriculture Department expenses will be fully funded. Now, I question that wording because really everything is an expense. Employee expense. I don't know what they're considering expense. What I do know is SNAP payments, the food benefit program, would be fully funded. That's part of this for a year. And the legislative branch, gee, go figure, they'll be fully funded. Again, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's money to pay the aides, their staff. I don't know. But that's it. Also, a promise by Senate Majority Leader John Thune to vote on legislation extending the Obamacare tax subsidies. Just a vote. There is no promise that it will pass, just that there would be a vote. In the meantime, it's my understanding, Republicans are working on legislation concerning health care that may or may not be considered during this time period. So anyway, that's kind of what's taking place. Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader is catching a lot of flack for allowing this agreement to take place. People are saying, well, you gave away everything and got nothing in return. So, but the Washington Post is praising the 8 Democrats that crossed party lines to open the government. So your thoughts on all of that. As I did mention earlier, it is Veterans Day. I want to hear from you, the veterans. Give me a call. I want to hear your memories of your time in the service, and I don't care which branch of the service it was. Even, you know what, Merchant Marines, in a way, they're part of the, they're not recognized as being in the service, but Merchant Marines, I'm going to throw them in there as well. Whether you served in peacetime, wartime, whether you were deployed, you spent your entire time stateside, it does not matter to me. I want to hear your stories, your remembrances, your victories, your losses. And when I say victories and losses, I don't mean battles per se. Just the things that you had to overcome yourself while in the service. So give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. I mentioned the $2,000 check. I kind of broke those numbers down for you. I think it's a bad idea. Yeah, it would make some people happy. Hey, look, I got $2,000. But I think it's a bad deal. I really do. So your thoughts on that as well. We'll throw that in there. We'll put the Steelers here in the hot seat again, and more, and to be more specific, Mike Tomlin on the hot seat. How I just don't understand. People say that, obviously Mike Tomlin is not a very good motivator. Why does he have to be? Why does the head coach have to be These are professional athletes. Shouldn't they be motivated to begin with? So if we take motivation out of the equation, then it comes down to preparation, doesn't it? To game planning. Maybe that's it. And if that's the case, then we do have to put the blame on Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff. But ultimately, Mike Tomlin. So your thoughts there. Yeah, I know part of it, somebody's going to say, well, you're only as good as your players. Well, supposedly, on paper, we've got one of the best defenses in the league. Certainly the highest paid. At least number 2. Somebody might be higher in the overall pay, but, and offense, we've got a future Hall of Famer quarterback, although he's old, and I didn't want him to be signed with us in the first place. I think the signing of Aaron Rodgers, some people thinking, oh, this is the magical last fit. It's the great Aaron Rodgers. Well, I wish I was 40 years old now, but I'm not. But he's 40, and that's old in the NFL. I think it's time. Now, what's interesting is the New York Giants fired their coach Sunday night. And guess who's being mentioned as a replacement? Yes, Mike Tomlin. Go! Go for it. I don't know. Maybe the Steelers can work out a trade. Say, yeah, you can have Mike Tomlin. We'll let him go, no problems. I don't know how many years are left on Mike Tomlin's contract with the Steelers anyway. I don't know. So there might not be a need for a trade for that matter. So anyway, your thoughts on all of that. I don't know what's in store weather-wise. You know, it had been chatted about that we might get an inch or two of snow at some point in time. I don't know if that window has passed us by or not. I really don't know. Our weather center says it's 36 degrees right now. Okay, it's a nice, beautiful day. Sun's out. I really don't see any snow right now, but you never know. I will tell you this. Meadville, Pennsylvania. They're about 45-minute drive south of Erie. Woke up to about a foot of snow on the ground this morning. How do I know? My daughter sent me a picture. So, as bad as you think it might get here, it's not a foot of snow. Although, personally, I would have loved it. I would have. I got enough firewood built up that I could have a nice fire, keep things nice and toasty. But only thing I need to stock up on my hot chocolate. I need to get to the store for my hot chocolate. I don't have any hot chocolate in the house. So anyway, Meadville woke up to about a foot of snow on the ground this morning. Erie, I don't know. Again, they're 45 minutes north. I don't know. I assume Erie got some more, but I don't know that for sure. So, all right. Still waiting to hear from some veterans. 724-438-4593. A lot of businesses are closed today. No mail today because it is a national holiday. So in case you keep going to your mailbox wondering where that letter is, it's not coming today. It'll be there tomorrow. So just wanted to remind you of that. I believe banks are closed today as well. So no banking going on unless you do it online. And even then, depending on the transaction, it's not going to post today anyway. So, all righty. What else do you want to chat about here? Mic's open. I'm waiting to chat with you to find out what you want to talk about. Also, little program note. Yesterday, I had told you that South Union Township Supervisor Bob Schiffbauer was going to be joining me on tomorrow's show. We were going to talk about the proposed purchase by South Union Township of the Uniontown Country Club. Well, during the news break, Mr. Schiffbauer contacted me saying he needs to cancel. And he doesn't want to jeopardize ongoing negotiations. So, just wanted to let you know he will not be joining me tomorrow. So, questions that I have concerning the proposed purchase, for the most part, I guess are going to go unanswered on that, and which is a shame. I understand on one level why they would like to purchase. But there's a whole lot of questions in my mind that need to be answered before that moves forward. Before that, I know it doesn't matter whether I like it or not. They're going to do what they're going to do. But I got questions I'd like answered before I say, yeah, I support this. Because right now, until my questions are answered, I don't support it. I don't. Okay, I'll bring it up Well, you know what? I got to take a quick little break. So let me take that break first, and when we come back, I'll go into this a little bit more with you, and we can add that to the conversation as well. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. This is What's on Your Mind, Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. More after this.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozak, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
cooler temperatures may be on the way, but you could still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturers and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. Or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. SUV season is here, and you can get that new, certified, or select pre-owned all-wheel drive that you've been looking for. It's just a test drive away. Let me show you how simple you can buy or lease your next vehicle. The season is changing, so fall into your best deal with me, Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Great selections, super pricing, and deals on your next wheels. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hickson Boss Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller gladly answer healthcare questions and take care of your prescription needs. This is flu season. Call Hickson Boss at 724-437-2828 and ask about flu shot availability and other vaccines. Free prescription delivery, mail-out service, and dependable, courteous service are Hickson Boss' way of doing business. Hickson Boss Drugstore, 304 Morgantown Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. It is Open Conversation, and both lines are open, so give me a buzz on that. Okay, back to Uniontown Country Club and the proposed purchase of the country club by the South Union Township supervisors. All right. I understand their reasoning, why they want to. Okay, and it's not to disagree with that. And it's a beautiful piece of green space. Love it. And they want to preserve that. They want to have another, preserve a recreational outlet for their residents. And I'll say the surrounding communities, because South Union has always been very generous opening up their facilities to those that live in surrounding communities. Yeah, the dog park, the indoor recreational centers that they have, the ball fields in Hopwood. So, they've been very generous in that regard. And they want to be able to offer another recreational outlet. And those are great ideas. I have no problem with that reasoning. However, we're told, I don't know if this is the case, but we're told that back taxes are owed. And I'm not concerned about that, because no matter who buys that property, whether it's a private entity or the township supervisors, those back taxes are going to get paid at the time of settlement, at the time of the sale. So, South Union will get back taxes. I mean, Laurel Highland School District and the County of Fayette will get their money. I guess my concern is moving forward. So if South Union ends up purchasing and is the owner of the country club, does that now become a tax-exempt property? So I don't care, South Union Township, if they lose out. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. But Laurel Highlands School District would lose out on tax money. The County of Fayette would lose on tax money. Now, I'm not a resident within Laurel Highlands School District, so, really that's not a problem for me, but I am a resident of Fayette County. So, yes, that's now an additional burden for me. Those in Laurel Highland, they get a double whammy because you got the additional burden then of your school district as well. Especially in the school district when it seems like they're increasing property taxes in that school district every year. I know it's not the case, but it's often enough where it seems like it's every year. So now we have to make up for that loss. Reports are that they want to open the pool. They want to repair the pool. Okay, fine. Again, another recreational activity for its residents and surrounding area. That's fine. What is the cost for that? And not just the cost to make repairs to get the pool up and running again, but the ongoing cost. Has that been figured into all of this? There is a restaurant. What are the plans for that moving forward? Is the county going to run the restaurant? Are they going to lease out the restaurant to a third party? What are is it a temporary, it will be just open for special events? Just on what's the deal on that? I know they have talked about the supervisors acquiring grants to help, whether that's to purchase equipment, to maintain the grounds, to improve the grounds. I don't know. There's no guarantee that those grants will come. And there's no guarantee that if they get a grant this year that they'll get that same grant again next year. So what are the contingencies for that event if that takes place where there are no grants available? And then also, if a private entity were buying the country club, before you yourself, one of the listeners, was buying it, if you needed to go to a bank to take out a loan in order to purchase that property, the bank is going to want detailed plans as to how you plan on paying that money back. They're going to want to see your business plan. How many employees do you plan on having? What is their cost going to be? Not just hourly wage, but benefits and insurance. What about insurance? What are you looking at on that? What are you estimating maintenance cost? What are you estimating what it's going to take for you to, well, not necessarily make a profit, but to at least break even? And to make that break even point, how many rounds of golf do you expect to bring in? How many paying rounds of golf do you expect to use the facility to help you at least break even? That's what a bank is going to want to see. Well, you know what? You and I, as the taxpayers involved here, in effect, you and I were the bank. We're backing the operation of that facility with our tax money. So isn't it fair for you and I to see a business plan? How do they plan on breaking even where it at least doesn't cost me any money? To me, that only seems fair. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see any of that. And if we do, when? After a deal has been made? Where it doesn't matter what you and I say? Now, I guess the township supervisors have said, I don't know for sure, but maybe this is what they're thinking, that, well, hey, this is something we'd like to see to come to fruition. And after, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, it's just not working out. It's a drain on our finances, and we tried, but it's just not working. And they sell it. They'll sell it to developers, maybe. That, in the long run, might be the best thing. I would hate to see the golf course go, the country club go. But selling it to developers might be, in the long run, the best thing for Fayette County residents, for South Union Township residents, and residents within Laurel Highlands School District. Maybe putting housing in there. And, by the way, studies have shown that Fayette County is lacking in housing We need housing desperately. That's one of the things that the county has been told will help attract new residents and new businesses to the county is by having plenty of housing. So having developers turn it into housing of some kind, whether it's nice apartment complexes or single-family residences, I don't know. That'd be up to a developer. That could have far-lasting, positive long-term effects for Fayette County than keeping a golf course. Parcels get broken up. The tax base increases, allowing taxes overall to drop. I don't know. But to me, there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered concerning the Uniontown Country Club and the purchase of it by the South Union Township supervisors. I don't know if we'll get those. I don't know if I don't know the results of the survey that the supervisor sent out to its residents. And does that survey need to extend beyond just South Union Township? Should it at least extend to residents of Laurel Highlands School District? I don't know. 724-438-4593. That is the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Let's grab a call, shall we? Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hey, Russ.
Yes.
You know who this is. I'm still back at when you were going to San Diego. You're starting new things, and I'm really excited about what's going on with watching and praying that this whole situation moves a little bit of the, like when you play checkers, you can move a little bit closer to the goal with what's happening with the Senate.
Uh-huh.
6 Democrats. So I'm going to be tied to the news
eight
tonight.
Eight Democrats altogether.
Okay, well, whatever the Democrats are, they left their party confusion and said, you know what, is this really worth it?
I know that's at least what John Fetterman is saying. He's saying country over party. And
praise God, I thanked him for it.
Yeah, he's been saying from the very beginning, you don't shut down the government. You don't shut it down.
Well, don't you think that's why Trump's trying to make up? Because I've been reading an article in the Leader Times. It's very hard to read. It's like students in New Mexico. Now, New Mexico legalized marijuana, as far as I know, so they shouldn't have any problem at all. The way they sell it is such a great, maker of money. But it seems like Ohio and these different states, they aren't doing too well, and they want to take another step and another step to get money. And their students, it's foreign to me because where I went to college, we had a dining hall. Now, these students, they have a job, they go to school, and they go to a pantry, and they get, food pantry stuff. And they said that some of them will come in, and they'll, I think it's once a week, and they'll take 10 pounds of food. And then the pantry person has to go to the grocery store and buy groceries to fill the pantry. And I thought it almost sounds a little more productive to make up the gap that's being left there when people are doing stuff like that. None of that even makes sense to me. It's like foreign. Wait a second. Where's the dining hall? California State College had a dining hall. Why wouldn't they tie into the paying the fee for a dining hall to eat in the dining hall? You see what I'm saying? It's like, who are these people? Are they commuters that they don't have any money? Do they not have parents that are helping them get through this? Do they? I'm always thinking
I'm lost here. I'm not.
Okay, where's New Mexico? If I look on the map, New Mexico
Southwest,
is where?
Southwestern United States.
Okay, isn't it close to I'm trying to look at my map here.
Arizona, Utah, Colorado.
Okay, so it's close to the border, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about if some of these illegals are coming up, getting licenses from the woman, New Mexico lady, governor, getting help to get their college education. And now we got to feed these people who basically didn't prepare for college. They just kind of said, oh, it's free. I'll come to New Mexico, the United States. It's free. And so I think this whole thing that Trump's trying to do, it has ramifications, but we have to pray that the Senate will look at the details. You know, they want to get rid of the filibuster. I called both McCormick and Fetterman. I said, don't you dare. Because, well, there's a voice out there that didn't do his homework, and he's saying this would be great. When Cruz stood up there and read something from, was like to take up the time he had to, like, read the Sesame Street, which I thought was kind of cool, or something like that. He was taking up time, but he was holding back the vote from what we're fighting today, which is expansion of trying to stop Obamacare. And who was this scumbags? The two Republicans, Maine, Murkowski, or Maine's, what's her name?
Susan Collins.
Whatever.
Susan Collins from Maine, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska.
And McCain, that one that hated Trump.
John McCain, Arizona.
Yeah, and so, you know, they basically have been vehemently working against us to try to expand our how do you say it? Our, like, obligations to pay for things, for the Unaffordable Health Care Act that tells you which you're supposed to have, and we're supposed at that.
So here's the thing, and I got to be real quick to go to break here. You know, these subsidies, which, you know, I've heard differing figures, but 50 million is a number that's, or billion has been a number between 30 and 50 billion. It's not going to go to it's not going to go to you and me. It's going to go straight to the insurance companies. It's going to subsidize.
Are you talking about what, the Unaffordable Care Act?
Yes. So this is what Democrats were wanting Democrats originally in this stoppage. They wanted put into the continuing resolution that was originally put forth on October 1st money to extend the Affordable Care Act, the tax subsidies for healthcare premiums. It wasn't that money was not going to go directly to Americans. It was going to go into the insurance company. So the bottom line is, it's not the premiums. It's the cost of healthcare. It's the cost of healthcare itself.
That's been the whole thing with this thing. And so now, if you don't want to think, just get rid of the filibuster. And I said that is how we get transparency from our senators and congressmen when they get up there. But I want to ask you, what do you know about the race? I know Barista lost in Pennsylvania. She won in Armstrong County by pretty good numbers.
Who?
But Barista, Barista. How did she do? How did the other guy do across the state? How did you get any handle? Because it like a real quiet.
Yeah, I know. She killed in Fayette County, but lost overall.
Okay, what about the guy that was the other one that ran?
The Democrats won them all. Democrats won them all.
Okay, no, okay, but you're saying that the guy that was more like on the side, he had a name Wolford or something.
Okay.
So he lost too?
I don't remember if Wolford is Republican or Democrat.
Yeah, he's a Republican.
Then
he's definitely a Republican.
Then he lost,
He was more somebody that was going to fight this situation with all these permits.
Mm-hmm. So, all right.
And
hey, Regina, I got to run. I'm running late, and I got to squeeze in these commercials. So we'll talk again tomorrow.
Okay, well, thanks God for you getting home.
Hey, I got to take a little break. We'll be right back after this.
Mahoney's, across from the post office in downtown Uniontown. It's the place to be for great entertainment. Live bands every Saturday in November. Get ready to laugh during comedy night. Fridays at Mahoney's with professional comedians. Have fun on Wednesdays with karaoke. And coming soon, line dancing on Thursdays. Sponsored by Autoland Hyundai. The kitchen with delicious food from Nene's Diner will also be open till 9 p.m. So bring your friends for an evening of entertainment and great food at Mahoney's, across from the post office in downtown Uniontown. Mahoney's.
counties. Are you looking for personalized healthcare you can trust? At Montgomery Medical, they're accepting new patients.
Hi, I'm Dr. Betty Thomas. Having a primary care provider means better overall health, from preventative care to managing chronic conditions. We're here to support you every step of the way.
That's right. Hi, I'm Jenna Lutzka, a physician assistant. Plus, we have same-day appointments and walk-in same-day care available too. We're here for you.
Join the Montgomery Medical family today by calling 724-569-8100 to schedule your appointment. A family tradition of family medicine.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Laurel Ridge Eye Care reminds us that vision problems may develop so slowly you don't even notice until you find yourself reading less and straining to focus. If that's happening to you, call Dr. Aaron Sobel at Laurel Ridge Eye Care for a complete vision exam. If there's one thing you shouldn't overlook, it's your vision. Laurel Ridge Eye Care and board-certified ophthalmologist Dr. Aaron Sobel remind you that early detection of eye disease can help prevent blindness. Their complete vision exams can help determine if you are developing problems. Laurel Ridge Eye Care offers full-service medical, surgical, and laser eye care with cataract surgery performed at Uniontown Hospital. Don't take chances with your eyes. Schedule your appointment today by calling Laurel Ridge Eye Care at 724-437-2222. That's 724-437-2222. All insurances are accepted, as well as Visa, MasterCard, and debit card at Laurel Ridge Eye Care, 130 West Fayette Street in the former Hockey Funeral Home.
Does your car sound like it's saying, "Trade me in, trade me in," every time you start it up? Well, go to Ford of Uniontown and trade it in. That's right, your Uniontown Ford dealer is ready to assist you with a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV purchase. Ford of Uniontown has all the deals, all the inventory, and they are ready to deal. It has never been a better time to buy a Ford. Service is their top priority. No matter where you purchase your Ford car or truck, Ford of Uniontown will be happy to service it for you. They offer Ford-trained technicians, Ford-certified parts and service, 1-year, 12,000-mile parts warranties, and new state-of-the-art service equipment. Call or stop in today to see the hometown service of Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 West across from Applebee's. So listen to your car the next time you hear it say, "Trade me in, trade me in." Ford of Uniontown, Route 40 at the top of the hill.
WMBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. We've only got about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds left in today's show. So if you want to give me a buzz, I'd be happy to chat for you for a couple seconds. 724-438-4593. That's the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. So, hey, I'll be back here again tomorrow. Open conversation at this point in time. So we'll find some more topics that we can talk about, get an update on the status of the government reopening. So that I'm sure that'll be part of tomorrow's show. Had some nice conversation today. Thank you. And happy Veterans Day once again to all the veterans, past and present, and, well, future for that matter. So thank you for your service and your willing sacrifice to serve this great country. Hey, CBS News is next, followed by TJ with the local news, sports, and weather. This is WMBS Uniontown, 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. At Arlington National Cemetery, President Trump paid tribute to veterans and suggested this day should be renamed Victory Day.
And remember, we won World War I, we won World War